right, man. Well, welcome to the podcast, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks, Brian.
So right now we got Kevin Fox here. You're a personal trainer.
That's right, at Lifetime.
Lifetime. I think the first time we met was for my 40th birthday, I think it was. That was my thing. I was turning 40, and I wanted to get back in shape.
That's right.
So for a birthday present,
do, man.
so for a birthday present, I did 2 months with you just to try to get things going.
Yeah, twice a week.
Yep, twice a week. Keep it up. So tell me, how long you've been doing personal training?
Training, I've been doing it for about 7 years. Before that, I was a PE teacher and a basketball coach.
Cool.
So, yeah, I came out of high school or college, wanted to be a coach and a PE teacher, and then I just kind of went the fitness route.
So when you say PE, what are you doing? Junior high, high school?
High school.
High school.
Yep.
Very
cool. So I taught high school PE, and then I coached basketball.
Did you?
Varsity basketball.
How'd you like doing basketball?
Basketball was awesome. I mean, that was my passion growing up. But sometimes things change, and you want to go another route. So I mean, I still like training basketball players and doing that kind of stuff. But the PE side, I kind of got away from.
PE, yeah. I coach my kids' sports. I did flag football last year. I'm doing soccer this year, and they're roughly around 6 and 7, and it's. I mean, it's fun, but at that age, man, it's a night. What some of these do is you guys playing defense, they'll sit back and they're just kind of plucking dandelions and just chilling out. But it's cool. So you said personal training has it always been at Lifetime?
Yeah, for the most part. I started out there about 5-6 years ago, and then I took a brief hiatus from there. Okay. Kind of did my own thing for a little bit, and now I'm back there. I've been back there for the past 4 years. Okay. So
very cool. So how busy is your schedule pretty much now?
As busy as it gets. Usually I'm there. I'm at the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. Probably leave around 7 or 8, depending on the schedule, where my clients are that week and that kind of stuff. I got a lot of clients that travel, so it's kind of just, it's all... Sometimes it's spontaneous. Sometimes it's, very, very busy. So
I got to say what was cool, I think, starting out with you, because I've worked out, of course, before, never with the trainer. So I know that I did martial arts, but again, if you're doing it on your own, you can kind of, once the intensity gets up to say 80 or 90, you can kind of pull it back on your own. Right. But I think just the fact of having you as a trainer kind of pushing, right, and then knowing shit, I can either done with work, I'm tired, hell, it's freaking Monday, I gotta kind of do this. That's right. And get it done, because like I said, it was, I think maybe the third week in, where I always try to take it serious, right, but there's probably one thing that we were doing where it was 5 different blocks, one after another, and I think well, I know I did. I think I fucking threw up in my mouth a little bit.
It happens, man. It's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes your body isn't ready. Long day of work, stress hits you, a little bit of overload, and then, but no, it was good. Because like I said, afterwards, sitting, because I always reward myself with the sauna. So sitting back in the sauna, it's going through the workouts, you got to earn it. I couldn't imagine, man. That would make me puke right away.
Oh, see, yeah. Because that's the thing. You sit in that sauna for 20 minutes. And then probably around the 15-minute mark, I'll start getting panic attack. Yeah. It's all right, this is what I'm trying to get to. So kind of calm down. Right. Kind of mind over matter type thing and see if I can handle that last 5 minutes. Yep. But that's kind of the same thing with anything leg related. Those kettlebell lunges.
Kettlebell swings and lunges. Yeah. Squats.
Anything legs, because I think that's probably what I neglected. Yeah,
it's what most people neglect, because it takes a lot of effort to do them. They're big muscles, so that's why. Yeah. So
beach time is always long pants.
Get the skinny legs, huh?
Kind of have that big V effect body going. But it was cool. Like I said, I think that working out with you kind of got me addicted to that adrenaline feeling where you get in that panic mode. Right. Because I can martial arts kind of gets me there, but working out like that was a lot different.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a balance of stuff, right? Yeah. So you do martial arts, and then now you do some weight training and stuff like that, and obviously you saw results in the way you looked. Certain things started trimming up, and that kind of motivates people to get going.
Yeah.
After they see results after a month or so, they're kind of like, okay, now I'm all in, right? I want to keep doing it and doing it. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, how would you compare, say, working out to diet? I mean, percentage-wise. I always hear diet is maybe more important, but, I mean, what's the...
It all depends on the person. Males can get away with more stuff. I mean, that's just, their metabolisms are higher. They react to certain things a little bit better than females do.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say in a general range, 75-80%
Really?
is nutrition.
Is
Yeah.
it?
And again, that's based on how many times you're working out, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, your nutrition has to be dialed in if you want to really, really see the results you want.
And you do all that, too. I mean, you personal trainer. If people need a diet, they can come to you to do all that type of stuff also.
Right.
Now, do you take in consideration, is it age as well? Because, of course, the older that you get, metabolism, I think, is different.
Yeah, it slows down a little bit. What I try to tell my clients is, eat so that you're going to improve your metabolism, not hurt it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people go in, main people, everybody wants to lose weight usually.
Right.
So what do? They start cutting back on the calories, not eating as much, which that's going to decrease your metabolism right away. Right.
Okay.
So what I try to tell people is, eat, still make sure you're getting in adequate calories. Just make sure it's coming from the right types of foods, like low sugars, whole grains, lean meats, vegetables, a lot of vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Just trying to keep it more healthy.
Yeah. So, I think not recent. I mean, we always knew sugar was bad. Sugar and fruits, are you trying to stay away from that as well, or?
Yeah, I don't eat that much fruit. I
Really?
mean, I love fruit, but at the same time, it's sugar.
Right.
So you have to have, a decent balance. You can't be eating, 10 servings of fruit and only 1 serving of vegetables.
Right.
So it should be flip-flop, right?
Okay.
So, and I stick to stuff that has higher fiber, like berries. Citrus fruits are pretty good. So those are really the 2 that I usually stick to.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you're eating a day?
Oh, shit. Man. 6-7 times
Really?
sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it all depends on the day.
Right.
If I'm going through and I have 10, 11 training hours for clients,
Yeah.
I'm probably eating a shake every 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
So how would you plan that out? I mean, because most of us, like for me, I'll blend tech in the morning. I mean, it tastes like shit because I'm grabbing whatever, and it's just, I kind of down it all, just be done with it. And then literally it's like eating Chinese food because like an hour and a half later, I'm freaking starving because I know I don't have the right like fat in it or whatever. And then, I'll do nuts or whatever. And then, but I'm finding that grains, maybe like, I don't know what type of grains to tell you the truth. I really got to go check it out. But.
So good choices of grains would be rice,
Okay.
Quinoa, couscous, whole grain bread is okay.
Right.
Oatmeal is a good grain. Those kind of things is what you should probably stick to.
Yeah.
All the wheat, all the gluten type stuff where you see gluten in there, or enriched wheat flour. Those are the carbs you want to stay away from.
Okay.
So trying to get it as whole as possible.
Okay. So, I mean, that's my biggest thing because I try to juice and I'll bring some to like work.
Yeah.
And I'll juice again for lunch and then kind of come home and I have like a dinner. But again, I think that's probably my biggest downfall right now.
Right.
But I mean, I could say working out, I think I started out, I'm about 6'3". I started out probably about 221. And now I've been getting there about 5:15 in the morning and working out for about an hour. And I'm down to about, probably I'm walking around weight now. It's probably 205, but I'll weigh myself because I won't eat in the morning.
Right.
And I weigh myself out to the sauna. I'm about a good 200.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to take into account you're not overdoing it in the gym either, right? So, 16 pounds is still, a decent amount of weight, especially if it's the right kind of weight, right?
Okay.
So you don't want to lose muscle mass. A lot of people, when they lose a lot of weight really fast, they're starving themselves. So half of what they actually lose is a lot of muscle too.
Is it?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I remember one time we were working out, you were saying that if you worked out, say like my arms were existent. I worked out that a lot growing up. So you say because that has happened, you'll kind of develop faster or they'll come back?
No, you probably, I would say you're just, let's say you're working out a lot and then you stop.
Right.
It's going to be easier for you to get back into the swing of things and see improvements faster.
Right.
Whereas, somebody just starting out, they don't know what they're doing, right? So you can kind of just go right into it and start seeing improvements.
Yeah.
So from my perspective is, let's say you used to work out quite a bit, you stopped. I don't really have to teach you a lot of mechanics type of stuff. So therefore we can just get right into the workouts. We can start killing your body a little bit. And then for people who just haven't worked out at all in their life, we got to take it really slow, right?
Okay. So now your range of clients, you get a lot of people that have worked out before? Or?
Yeah, for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, personality-wise, how different are some of these personalities?
A lot of my clients are, a lot of them are type A personalities.
Okay.
So it is a lot of, making sure you don't kill their ego and that kind of thing. There's that fine line between, giving them way too much to where they're going to be discouraged.
Yeah.
And then being able to give them just not too little to where they're not thinking they're doing anything.
Okay.
So.
And these are older type people too? They still have these?
I would say the average range is 30 to 45.
Yeah.
Predominantly female, but some males too.
Because again, I don't know. Maybe I was definitely, ego was a definitely big deal in the 20s, and I'd say halfway through the 30s too. But I don't know. Now when I work out, it's like I kind of know the benefits now. It's not really doing the superficial muscles.
Right.
So I don't think I've used the bench pressed.
No,
probably,
I don't think we did while you were training either.
I don't even like 2 years or something like that. And it seems like a lot. I see a lot of people kind of doing like body weight type stuff and even some of this parkour stuff because I got 2 cousins to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I mean, these guys aren't even big. I mean, even some of the guys like you see MMA guys. Yeah. I mean, they all don't want to put that mass on.
Right, because they have to be in a weight class.
Right.
But you still have to be strong, right?
Yeah.
So
some of these guys are loose. And again, I think even say with that amount of mass, the oxygen it takes kind of make everything run, So, and like I said, with nutrition wise.
Right.
But I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, I definitely recommend, I think the older I get, I can see me going back more to like a trainer, just to make sure like the fundamentals are good. Right. Mechanic wise, all that other stuff, and just for the accountability aspect of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny. People say that, well, I don't need a trainer. Right. Well, that just means you're not, very invested into your goals. So scale of 1 to 10, your health and fitness goals aren't up there at a 10. You're saying you're a little bit down here. There are other things that factor in that put you down a certain level.
I mean, because I would even say like I think if you want to get into working out, definitely look and do a training for a couple months. Even like someone like myself, or even people who have worked out before. I mean, you might look at it as paying for just the accountability of it. And to me, I mean, that was kind of was it for me as well. Yeah. And I mean, for me, it's just something that you got to do. Because even now, working out by myself, it's like, all right, I try to kind of close the eyes and go back to when we were working out, and just try to get that mentality and just try to get to that place again, where I'm like that fight or flight type.
Yeah, I mean, even having a coach is important too, right? Even if you're not meeting with a trainer, you can always have a coach, somebody that's going to guide you in the right direction, which I think we all need anyways. I mean, I have a coach for certain things too. Okay. So, I mean, it's all just, how invested you are in your goals. And from there, you have to make a decision.
So someone just starting up, I mean, what would you do? Like say someone has not really worked out ever, type kind of deal. Say, like again, maybe in the mid-30s.
Yeah. We would do a lot of body weight stuff.
Okay.
Just making sure their mobility is really good. So mobility and flexibility are, first and foremost, the most important part, right? So they have to be mobile enough to do certain movements, and then just making it as functional as possible.
Okay.
I tend not to do a lot of bicep curls or isolation exercises when they start out, just because that's not most beneficial to them. They're not bodybuilding, right?
Okay.
So we want to make sure they're using their body most efficiently throughout, exercises, so it translates to life, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, like I said, just going back to it. I'm trying to think what were the most intense ones. Definitely. And like I said, fucking legs suck, dude.
Thrusters and burpees. That was your favorite, man.
No, the ropes too.
And the ropes.
The battle
Ropes are
ropes.
good. Yep.
Because now I'll go with my wife. We'll go on Saturdays together.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll want to do fucking ropes.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's great, though. You actually like it.
oh, man. But have you ever seen, I think they're called Move, Nat, or the Idol Portal type dudes?
I've seen a little bit of it, and it's, from my understanding, it's just a lot of body weight movement, holds, all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
more gymnast type.
Because I got a
correct?
friend of mine who, I remember growing up, he would wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't look, I mean, he was chiseled, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he would fucking do this thing where he can just sit down, get in a handstand, and do like crazy, sort of like that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And then, I mean, but bench pressing wouldn't get me there.
Right.
To not even do that. It's like, I mean, you got your superficial muscles, then you got your what? Like, I hear
you have stabilizers and all that stuff,
Okay.
in your core. But those guys are really, really strong too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can hold your body weight up overhead, I mean, they're strong.
Yeah.
I'm sure they might do some other lifting too. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the muscles in the shoulder are for stability, and the core is for stability.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just training their muscles a different way.
Okay. Because I didn't realize how just the core, how just the stabilizer muscles can really kind of help everything out.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then even properly kind of setting my feet.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like digging, corkscrewing your feet into the floor.
Right, for a
trying
squat.
to get, kind of get stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get people stretching. I mean, how important is that?
It's really important making sure, I wouldn't say stretching so much, but, foam rolling.
Okay.
Foam rolling is important, and then doing, I would say, mobility over flexibility.
Okay.
So flexibility is more, I can hold a stretch at a very good position.
Now, what's the difference between, what is foam rolling doing compared to stretching? That's different.
Foam rolling is like massage, right? So when you go to a massage, they're pushing into your muscles, right? And they're looking for knots.
Right.
Foam rolling is doing the same thing. You're just rolling on the muscle fibers, so you can get them all in line. So that makes you more mobile, more flexible.
Okay.
Flexibility is being able to go into deep ranges of motion and holding it.
Okay.
Would be my definition of flexibility.
Because both are painful.
Both are painful, yeah. I would say foam rolling is more important than being able to go down and touch your toes.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
How often would you do that? What, twice a day or just
Foam
once?
roll?
Yeah. Is that something you do daily?
Yeah, before and after every workout.
Really?
If I have 15 minutes at the gym in between clients, I'm foam rolling a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Because I do it all wrong then. Because I'll read about it and then I'll go get a lacrosse ball and I'll start trying it on that. And it's,
lacrosse ball would be your next step after a foam roller.
Yeah.
So a foam roller is less dense.
Right.
So starting out, a lacrosse ball can be very, very
painful.
Intense and painful, right? So, and that's not always good. You don't always want it to be painful to start out.
Okay.
You have to, slowly get those muscle fibers going in line.
Because I know if I'm ever, it's crazy. Like you can start off, it'll feel like a big old tightly wound cable. And after a while, it kind of turns into piano strings in a sense. So I can kind of feel like it kind of breaks off and gets smaller and smaller and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
and then you get up and you start doing some squats and some lunges and you feel better.
So how often or how long? Is that like do you go until you kind of feel loose? Is it like a time limit that you do?
So what I do is I usually try to find certain spots. I'll roll around on each muscle.
Right.
If I have some spots that are more painful than others, I'm going to I'm going to spend some quality time in there. I'm going to I call it search and destroy.
Okay.
So you search for a spot and you try to destroy it. So
Okay.
you just try to get that.
And it's just going back and forth.
Yeah, and kind of oscillating back and forth on it. Before you work out, you don't want to dig really deep in because you're about to work out. So it's actually breaking muscle tissue down.
Okay.
So you don't want to do that before you work out. You just kind of want to get your muscles loose and going in a straight line. But afterwards is where you really want to, focus on breaking them down. Yeah.
And that's the same thing as massage, flushing. I mean, what is you flushing out?
Lactic acid.
Yeah, that's it, the lactic acid.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. And that can build up, from what, working out or actually breaking down the muscles?
Working out and sitting.
Does it?
So a lot of sitting can also do it.
Okay. So how would you differ between training somebody in their 30s to like maybe a kid in high school now?
I mean, it all depends on their goals, what they're trying to accomplish. Obviously, if a teenager's coming to me, it's usually for sports.
Okay.
So we're doing sport drills. We're doing deadlifts. We're doing presses, pulls, stuff that isn't supposed to be too intense.
Right.
They want to get the right form first, but it's more speed mechanics than anything because sports is a lot of speed.
Okay.
Speed
so you're doing like
power.
speed and explosive and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know even for me with my kids, my 7-year-old not yet, but my 10-year-old definitely maybe because she'll swim. She swims now.
Yeah.
And plus she's just growing so damn fast that I think she's having trouble just kind of keeping up
Keeping up with the body.
Because she's very goofy
Yeah.
when she's running
Yeah, she'll grow into that
right
though.
now.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I want to think right now endurance for her is sort of like a big deal.
Right.
So just trying to get her up with that between a swimming and a run club and stuff like that. Just trying to kind of get that going.
Yeah, the earlier you get them involved with doing certain things, like squatting, like lunging, doing push-ups, body weight stuff, it's going to help them out tenfold when they come and they actually start training,
So with you being a coach, what do you do to motivate these kids? I mean, because I think that's my biggest, like I said, coaching soccer with these kids. I mean, it's like I want to bash my head against a rock or something.
Well, you got to know what motivates them.
Yeah.
Again, if it's just more of a leisurely type thing, then you got to keep it somewhere in between the difficulty range of low and very difficult. So least difficult, very difficult. You got to kind of put it in the middle somewhere. Make sure, I always try to make sure they accomplish stuff. So you don't want to set an expectation too high to where they fail. Right. Because that's just gonna discourage them from doing anything. Right. So you gotta have that balance to where you're pushing them enough, but they're still accomplishing stuff.
Right.
They're still meeting the objectives.
Okay. Because I can remember, I used to play basketball in high school as well. And I remember this one kid, his dad would, he was just insane. We were in practice and his son dribbled around this one guy. So the guy, just being lazy, turned around and grabbed his shorts just to foul him and it ripped his shorts. Again, this is in practice. The whole gymnasium was empty. So father's sitting there. He just fucking flipped and he grabbed the kid's watch and threw it. And he's like, dude, when you buy my kid a new pair of shorts, I'll get you a new pair of watch. And the same thing, we would play AAU ball, and it was like maybe not even a second left. His son takes the ball out of bounds, throws it in, throws it to me. I go for the layup. We win the game by 1. There's no congratulations, great shot. It's like, wasn't that a great pass for my kid?
Yeah, right.
It was just like, man. And then it turned out that his son, he was good, but once he got into college, that was it. He didn't play. And it's like, I think that's even something that I'm trying to figure out. Because like, I'll tell him, just have fun. Right. In the back of my head, man, I don't mean that shit. I was like, come on, dude. It's like, because last week my son, soccer, scored his goal. This week, he's just chilling out. He's like, I scored. I'm good. I was like, dude, come on, let's play.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's still in the learning phase. He's still in he doesn't necessarily know what being competitive is yet. So I think that's just something he'll learn as he keeps playing and playing and playing.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. I was a sore loser growing up. and I thought it would
I think
change.
we all were at some point, you know.
But I don't know. Even my daughter now, she's not competitive yet either.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But so what do you do just to kind of keep your body and not like
training?
Well, maybe not just training, but like outside of things. You know, I'm sure you're eating healthy. Do you do anything outside? Just trying to stay away from like bad habits, eating wise, or
I mean, right now it's kind of cool because I'm trying to put on weight. So yeah, I'm trying to gain another 10 pounds, 5 or 10 pounds. So I can eat a lot, eat whatever I want right now, pretty much.
No, aren't like our body types? Aren't we just predetermined to be like a certain weight? I mean, if you're gonna put on 10 pounds, you're gonna have to, of course, increase your eating, but you're gonna have to work that out where you're just doing that constantly then. And just kind of get used to doing it. Is that how it pretty much works?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's all dependent on the person. Some people gain really fast. Some people don't gain. I mean, for me, it's really hard to gain because I'm always up. Yeah. I'm always moving around, and it's hard to just get calories in. But some people, they can put on weight really easily, and it's usually either they have a really high metabolism, which a lot can be genetic, or they're just sitting around and they're not moving.
Yeah.
So.
Wait till you get to 35, you won't have that much problem.
Nah, my metabolism is going to be even better by then.
It's like, so, I mean, even, like you said, going back, I think you said it was easier for men. And comparing myself to my wife, I can drop weight pretty fast compared to like kind of what she has to do. But, I mean, like I said, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, as far as eating the right things and if I have habits or not, yeah, we all have cravings, and I have certain habits to where, you know, if I'm craving something, one, I'll either have it. Like if I've been craving something for a few days, like let's say a cheeseburger or something, I'm going to go get a cheeseburger. Okay. Like I'm not going to starve myself and hold out on it.
Right.
I'm just going to get it over with, and then just move on. Feel a lot more satisfied after that.
So how do you not, or what did you have to come to a conclusion why not to kind of beat your head from kind of doing these types of cravings?
Because when you just deprive yourself, you're always thinking about it. It's always on your mind. You can get grouchy, like you can get in a bad mood. And I've seen it with me, with other people. And I just feel like if you have to have a good relationship with food, right? So whether you're looking to gain weight, lose weight, doesn't matter, or just trying to be healthy, you have to have a good relationship with food. So if I'm going to crave something, or if I'm craving something, I'm going to have it, you know. That kind of gets the craving out of the way, and I can just focus on other things. Because
I'm finding out, like, juicing with the Blendtec, that your body's able to adapt pretty fast. You know, like I can start feeling a lot different either that same day or maybe by day 2 or day 3.
Yeah.
Where I can be starving. I'll drink like a thing of Blendtec, and all of a sudden it's like I'm satisfied. But then I can run I can start running, start working out without any problems. As compared to saying grabbing some ice cream, or like you said, maybe a meatball sub, and kind of feeling that heavy feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it's all what works for you, right? Okay. So if you feel good juicing, then juice. Like if you don't, if you're hungry all the time, then probably juicing's not for you, right? So it's all dependent on what works for you. Okay. You know, there's not for example, when I do nutrition meals or nutrition plans for people, I don't really like to give it out because I don't know what their day's like. Like I don't know when they're eating, what types of food they usually eat, what times they're eating. I can't give them a good program unless I know what their day's like.
Okay. So how does that work out? You either ask them, put like a couple-day log together?
Yeah, about a week. Yeah. I like to see a week, and then I give my recommendations and say, hey, here's something you might want to do. It might help with your workouts. Might help with burning fat at rest. Those kind of things, you know, and it's just minor tweaks. That way it's not like a complete overhaul, right? So when you overhaul somebody, they're kind of resistant to it, right?
Right.
So it's like a big shock. And then that's kind of what, when I go back to craving stuff, they'll start cravings will come, and it's just a lot easier to kind of incorporate things one by one, give them small recommendations, and then by the time you're done after a month or 2 months, then you kind of get rid of certain things.
So when you say you tailor it, do you usually have, say, like a initial plan that you give out in the beginning and then kind of see over the week, all right, that's working for me, that's not, and then kind of tweak it where it starts becoming more personal? I mean, how does that work for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll give them a list of foods they should eat from, stuff that's, best bang for your buck, if you want to call it that. Healthy fats, good sources of carbs, good sources of protein. After that, I need to see what they're doing. Like I can't tell them, oh, you're going to eat this at this time, you're going to eat that at that time, because it doesn't work for some people. But once I know how many calories they're getting in on an average day, I can kind of start manipulating that and saying, okay, we might need to eat more here, or you might need to cut back on these certain things.
So what do you feel about like vegans in a sense? Because for myself, I've been eating meat heavy pretty much kind of all my life. I've tried the vegan part of it. I mean, I can see some of the benefits, but I've always heard that, well, after we talked to somebody, my wife and I, and they said, you know what, your kids should eat meat just because of like the iron and I think the vitamin B or something like that that they need.
And there's healthy fats in meat too.
So I mean, you get some people who strictly vegan, and I've seen guys that, I mean, they're ripped, you know, of plant-based like proteins. But you can do the same thing. Like, I mean, I don't understand kind of how that works in a sense. I mean,
so I mean, it's a lifestyle.
Protein's protein, or
no. I mean, meat, animal protein is definitely, there's more value to it than plant protein. It has more nutrients, more muscle building amino acids in it. So it's definitely the way to go. But if you're vegan, then you have plant-based protein. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as good, but it'll do the job. You just have to kind of modify different things.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't really get the logic, because I like I said, I understand the whole veganism, but if it's true that, you know, meat is what developed the brain those millions of years ago, I mean, why not?
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's
I agree. I'm never going to be vegan, so
keep it rationed. I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, in the house we try to go vegan maybe 3 days a week, and then, like I said, about roughly 3 days a week. But I'm usually the ones that kind of cook, like the steaks and stuff like that. But like I said, I can just really, I'm more cognizant of how I feel in a sense. If I'm grabbing steaks, how I feel afterwards, because I'm feeling lethargic to something like that. It's like it's kind of, I just don't want to do it.
Right. I mean, it's crazy that we keep doing things to our body that, you know, actually make us feel bad, right? So we keep, like for me, for example, I went on a detox and did, you know, no wheat, any grain product like that, or breads or anything. And then I didn't realize it, but when I incorporated it back in, it had just a really bad reaction. I had a really bad reaction to it. So, I mean, I don't even eat, I'll eat, you know, gluten-free stuff.
Because so you cut out gluten completely?
For the most part. Just because my body, it was like that one day that I put it back into it. My body got rid of all of it, right? So once you put it back in, you can kind of see if your body reacts poorly or has no impact on it.
Because I got a friend, and he's pretty much the guy kind of got me really focusing on health, because he's 60 now. I swear to God, he looks like he could be late 30s, early 40s. And he's been vegan for like 6 years. But before that, I mean, he was solid. Now he's probably half the size that he was. You know, but he says he's healthy. What was crazy, he said that he used to wear glasses. I mean, his vision wasn't terrible, but he used reading glasses. And he went back, and the doctor said he didn't need his glasses anymore. And the guy was like, because of the, he said possibly because of the animal proteins. And, your bloodstream. Well, eating a vegan life kind of cleared everything out, and the blood flow was better.
I mean, it probably could have just been because he was eating more vegetables than he was used to. So it's probably that more than it is, not eating, meats and stuff.
Yeah. So that's my goal. I mean, kind of follow his lead, try to stay as young without having to color my hair, man. But I mean, superfoods. What would you? I might know kale.
Anything green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kale, broccoli, spinach, asparagus, berries. Berries are superfruits, or anything that's lean in protein, like chicken. Chicken's great. Beef is great. A lot of people don't like beef because it has cholesterol, right? But your body makes most of the cholesterol in your body anyways, so your body produces that. So
that's another thing. And we're hearing that cholesterol may not be as bad.
No, not the cholesterol and animal fats and stuff like that. It shouldn't, unless you're predisposed to high cholesterol and stuff like that, then you really shouldn't, and you exercise regularly, you shouldn't have a problem eating meats or eggs or whatever.
So when you started, how hard was it for you to start eating clean? Because I mean, even now I'll notice that if I'm hungry at night and I go out, it's only fast food that's open. If you want to,
don't go out.
Yeah,
it was tough starting out, but it's something that you just got to tie back into what if you really want it or not.
Right.
Like, is it that important to you? If it's that important to you, then you'll make the necessary changes.
So now with the clients that you had, what would you say percentage-wise of the type of people who really kind of get it in a sense? In the end, it all falls back on the person. Do you see a lot of people kind of stick with it and then just kind of fold and just say,
oh, and then they lose control?
That's it, and then they're kind of done and you don't see them anymore? Or
yeah, but it's usually the people that see results usually stick around.
That's usually enough?
Yeah, and then they're good, and they keep on doing it because I'm just like I told you earlier. You get a feeling of how good it feels after you're done and you actually put good stuff in your body and you work out constantly. You feel good, right? So you don't want to get rid of that feeling. So I think the people that see results when they train with me, they keep it going. The people that don't see results, that don't actually put in that hard 1, 2, 3 months to get on track, those are the people who stop and just go back to their old habits because they never developed other habits.
Yeah, because I think even for myself, there's like maybe a 3-month limit that I got to pass before I can really start seeing like big time change. Like you'll see small stuff, everything will be cool, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, the love handles are. Now you're noticing, kind of stuff like that, and then that is kind of what kind of gets you going.
Right.
But again, I think, like you said, it's sort of you just got to find out. I think what works for you.
Yeah.
Because for me, it sucks getting up at the gym about 5:30, but again, to do it after work, it's too hard because I got no time with family and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got kids and stuff. But you gotta cater to them too. So you got to get it in early before life happens. So yeah.
So have you heard of floating? Have I told you about this?
Oh, the
sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
Have you tried that yet?
I haven't tried it yet. I need to try that.
All right, because there's a company now. Usually, he's off Shellhorn, right off of Shellhorn.
Okay.
Right behind that Home Depot.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the video you sent me, and it looks pretty cool.
I mean, you gotta definitely check that out because it's a couple who owns it. They're crazy cool. It's called Own Float. I'll give you something when we're done because I got a couple.
Okay.
Because I signed up for an annual over there.
Okay.
And it's like once a month. I kind of just go. And
how does it make you feel when you go in?
I've done it maybe almost 20 times now, and because again, you're getting in that box.
Yeah.
No sound, no light. You're in your birthday suit. It's like
don't know this guy.
No, well, that's in the beginning. It was at his house.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to do this. Go to the guy's house. I'm sitting there talking with him. Crazy cool guy. And he tells me how he used to teach people marksmanship, some Olympic guys.
Right.
So once I heard that, I was like, you know what, I'm good, because I work with guns like that. He's a better shot than me, so there's nothing I can do if he goes. So I was like, screw it, just do it. So doing that, like I said, even after all the floats that I've had, closing that door, I still get a little anxiety. It's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And like I said, you kind of just get in there, and the air and the water, same temperature as your body.
Yeah.
So once the water stops all the undulation, you're like a cork. And I think for me, a couple times, you definitely lose total like senses of pretty much everything. Where it feels like you're just swimming, you're just floating in an ocean, or stuff like that. But we're going there for about 90 minutes, and it's crazy. It goes by.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, but it goes by fast.
Does it?
Yeah, and it's like you're caught in, how if you're in bed, about to go into a dream, and you're kind of in that limbo mode.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Okay.
And then I usually just kind of go in there and go through my day, think about what issues I'm having, how to work through them.
Right.
I'm guessing I'm spending like a half hour on that. Once I kind of go through all that, like the goals, what I got to do next, then it's just, all right,
mind release.
let's just go see what the hell happens. And you can get some, it doesn't feel as real as you and I sitting here, but you can get some trippy.
Yeah, so for you, it's kind of like meditation.
Yeah, it's definitely. And it's meditation. That's another thing I want to talk to you about, what you thought about meditation. But that definitely, that feeling, now once you've done it a couple times, I can be in my office or sitting in bed and just kind of throw some music on and just listen to it and kind of space out. And then, I'm right back floating.
That's awesome.
But the guy, he would say crazy shit. That there was a couple books that I read where, people said that they've lived like lives in that tank and kind of woken up out of it and coming out. So, it's crazy. But definitely, like I said, let me know. And
I'm going to have to try this.
The guy, he's got 6 tanks now. And it's crazy. He's got speakers set up underneath. So if you want, you can hear a little music.
Okay.
Like the first 10 minutes to kind of get you into it.
Right.
But you go into a room. You can lock the door. It's got a shower because it's like one of those wet floors.
Right.
So you got the shower in there. You just take a quick shower, hop in that thing, throw some earplugs on, kind of go back and
submerge, and then you're
man,
you're floating.
It's a great, it's trippy. I took a friend of mine. He's hysterical. He's like, dude, I ain't getting in my birthday suit. So he went in his a bathing suit, but because of the bathing suit, you can feel it. So it kind of brings you back to reality.
Right.
But literally, you can't feel your body after maybe 15 minutes. It's totally freaking gone.
That's pretty crazy.
And what's crazy is like, right now you're sitting here, you can feel your shirt on you, you're sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Just to lose all that. Now all of a sudden your mind is like, what the hell am I supposed to do? You kind of get an idea how busy your head is when you hop in there. But it's, like I said, it's definitely.
I'm going to have to try that out.
Crazy. Like I said,
definitely going to have to try that out.
It's real cool.
Okay.
Guys are really cool. But meditation wise, do you do meditation? Have you ever tried it?
Not too much. When I work out, I'm not like a big amped workout person. Like I don't even need music to work out.
Okay.
I'm meditating while I work out. I'm thinking about what I have to do, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, those kind of things. Whereas certain people, they need to, listen to high intensity music, a lot of beats per minute. I could be listening to jazz and be fine, man.
Yeah.
So I can still do anything with that. So I think that's when I meditate. But sitting alone, I don't meditate too much.
No, you should try it though.
I know.
It's definitely I think they're called binaural beats. You can go online. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
We'll do one. It literally puts me out like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm waking up 3 hours later, tangled up in headphone wire. Because again, they talk about how your brain has like delta, theta, different types of wavelengths.
Okay.
So I think the delta or theta. One of them is when your body is kind of recouping.
Okay.
In a sense, and I experimented with that, and I found that I would wake up 3 to 4 hours later, and I was ready to run or start working out. It'd be like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It's like, this ain't working out, and I couldn't go back to sleep.
Couldn't go back to sleep.
No, so there's definitely different.
Shit, maybe I'll get more work done then.
Yeah, I need your sleep, man. But yeah, like I said, I'll send you those links.
Okay.
But like it's I agree with you now. I used to like listening to music, like do some heavy like metal shit, just kind of working out. Like it definitely helps running, because I think for me running sucks. Working out, lifting, I don't think I need it. But if I'm gonna run, I definitely need something to kind of realize, holy shit, when this song's done, I know I'm 5 minutes more into this run, or something like that. Yeah. But I mean, it's I try to do, like I said, with the jiu-jitsu and like the martial arts, kind of bring both of them together, because you can see some of these young guys. I mean, they freaking heal overnight on some of the stuff that they do, and it's like just even playing, catch up. There's one guy. He's old. I can't even say old, because I'm getting there too. But he's like, say 55, and he grabbed my gi, and it felt like a Doberman Pinscher bite, and there was nothing I couldn't break his one hand grip for anything, and it's like this is just some crazy stuff.
And they take it seriously,
so
they do what they feel is necessary to perform. So
what do you got? What are you gonna start? Are you changing your routine any which way from how you started now? I mean, what's different from
when I was first starting to be a personal trainer,
where you are now? And
oh yeah, a lot has changed, man. When I started personal training, I didn't have any experience, so I wanted to like do everything. I wanted to do everything with my clients, right? And I wanted to kill them. I wanted them to squat 500 pounds, deadlift 600 pounds. But as you get older, you kind of start dialing it back a little bit, making sure, you focus on what's right for the client, make sure they don't get injured.
Right.
And I mean, I never injured anybody, but I opened up room for injury, right?
Okay.
So, and I'm much more knowledgeable. So, I'm always trying to perfect my craft or improve my craft. So I know a lot more, I know certain boundaries that I can cross with clients, and certain things that I shouldn't. Okay. So I think at the end of the day, it's just making sure it's safe. I'm much safer now.
Okay.
And I'm more programized.
So how do you know when, say, like someone ain't like BSing you? Is that, like, look, man, I know you can squeeze out 3 or 4 more. I mean, do you go by that, or how does that usually work?
Well, we have a set plan of like an agenda of what we want to get accomplished, right? Just as if they went to their job, right? They should have things that they're there to accomplish. Right. Once they accomplish them, then it's not like they always have to go overboard and just keep doing. So that's kind of my approach with clients. So if they can bust out 5 more reps at a certain amount of weight, that's good. We'll bump it up next time, but we don't necessarily need to go right then. Another 5 reps. So how do you know, or what do you judge for next time to go up weight? Because I always heard like weightlifting, bench press, go up 2.5 pounds every week. It's I mean, that's standard. I mean, is it? Yeah, but once you get to a certain point, you might need a couple. Yeah. See, that's where I would. More weeks. This is where frustration would come in. Yeah. I can go max out, go up 2.5 pounds, so maybe 3 weeks. Yeah. By that 3rd week, I'm hitting a plateau. Yeah. And it's like that's when you need to start changing your sets and your reps. Okay. So when, let's say you do 3 sets of 10 reps, and you just keep going up, you're going to reach a threshold where you can't go up anymore. And probably before that, you should probably start changing your sets and reps. So maybe do 5 sets of 5 reps or 10 sets of 5 reps.
Does the weight change? Is there a weight difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weight goes up obviously because you're doing less reps. That way you're going to get some more power, so you're going to get used to the weight, and then maybe after 6 to 8 weeks you go back down to 3 sets, 10 reps, and you're hitting more weight.
Because I've seen some of these really like power lifters. Their workouts maybe 10 minutes long, where they'll go in, do like one squat, take 15 minutes, rest until like 100% ready to go, do it again, and then they're done.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're power lifters. They're not there for looks, so they're not there for aesthetics.
But you can, I guess so. I mean, if they're doing it, I guess it's working for them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, between reps, how much downtime do you usually recommend? It depends how heavy you're going or what the workout is?
It's all about what you're doing. We'll take a squat, for example. If you're just looking to build some strength or hypertrophy, build some muscle, a minute of rest in between each set is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Or supersetting it with something else might be good if you're to that point.
Yeah. 'Cause I think with the supersetting, I'm starting to experiment more, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
But and I'll do that minute break in between. But I don't know, by the third set, it's like that minute kind of stretched to like a minute 30, a minute 45.
You start talking to your buddies over there.
But then I can't even do, like I'll try to do 15, and then it's like you get to 8 or 9, and it's like shit. You're trying to squeeze out like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are the difference between, or the benefits of say supersetting as compared to
it's
one
efficient.
at a
It's
time?
time efficient.
That's all. It comes down to it.
You're gonna increase blood flow a lot,
Right.
so there's gonna be a lot of blood flow going through those muscles.
Okay.
Whether you're supersetting it with another, let's say the quads, for example. So if you superset a squat with a lunge, you're gonna really tax your quads.
Okay.
So you get a lot of blood flow going through them. Or you could superset chest and back and do a bench press with a lat pull down, and you're getting adequate rest, so you don't actually have to rest as much. You're just getting the reps in.
So what would you do with like the larger muscle groups, like your back? Because I know I always heard chest and tris, back and bis and stuff like that. But pull downs, you work in your biceps, of course, but that would totally kill, say my curl in a sense.
Curl is an accessory lift.
Okay.
So your main lifts are working your back muscles, your shoulders, your chest, and your legs.
Okay.
So a bicep curl is just there's really no reason, in my opinion, to do it unless you're going for an aesthetic look.
Okay.
You want your biceps to get bigger. Right. So can it help with a pull up? Yeah, maybe. But we might as well just work on pulls. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Same thing. Okay. Same thing with your chest then.
Yeah.
I guess with the tris and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll help out, but at the end of the day, if you're really going to have better triceps, then you'll do isolation exercises. You'll bodybuild. That's what bodybuilding is.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're looking for a more functional approach, you won't even do bench press. You wouldn't do tricep extensions. You wouldn't do bicep curls. Yeah.
So I've heard you can work your nervous system. Is that you working your nervous system every time you're working out, or are there routines that you kind of shocking the body differently?
A lot of technique exercises like Olympic lifts. That's a lot of central nervous system.
Okay.
There's a lot of motor unit recruitment. So
now, when you say those Olympic, those are the ones I can't even remember what they're called. But like you get the dead. It's not like a deadlift, which you're kind of throwing that over the head and you squat.
That's powerlifting. Yeah. So deadlift, squat, bench press, overhead press, those are power lifts.
Okay.
Olympic lifts are the snatch and the clean and jerk.
Okay.
So those complex movements where you're transitioning weight from the ground overhead, those require a lot of CNS stuff.
CNS is
central nervous system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is that? Go ahead. I mean, we train in that nervous system. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that.
So it's what's going on in your body that's going to efficiently move weight. That's all it is, really.
Okay.
It takes a lot of technique and time spent with that. So obviously with that stuff, you don't want high reps because it's all technique based.
Okay.
So and you don't want to do a lot of sets because fatigue sets in. Like it's not something you do continuously over and over and over.
So when you say you're not doing your max, then I mean, what are you like? 80%, 70%?
Yeah,
something that as heavy as you can go without breaking technique.
Usually, it's between. You do 2 to 3 sets or 4 to 5 sets of 2 to 3 reps for 75 to 90% of your max on whatever lift.
Really? Okay. 'Cause I think that I've never tried. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff like you've done on like Facebook, but I've never tried any of those moves.
It all starts with basic foundations. Can you pull from the ground appropriately? Can you move with weight overhead efficiently? Squat overhead. And it all comes down to mobility and then technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know even for myself, my back, like the lower back. Again, if I can, I'll always be barefoot because that kind of just releases like the pain. But at one point, probably playing basketball, somehow I broke my L5 doing something, and even squat. What was it? My doctor was telling me I shouldn't deadlift because that thrust is kind of right at that area. But deadlifting, again, that's kind of like a core exercise, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, your core is working. You just have to be efficient in the movement. You have to have good techniques.
Now, you shredding out your shins, pulling those up, or is that?
Sometimes, yeah. You want to keep the bar close to your body.
Yeah.
You want your shoulders over top of the bar. And you want to keep a neutral spine. So, neutral spine is everything's flat from your head to your shoulders to your butt. So if
now flat without the curve. You know how you got the natural curve?
You might have the natural arch, but your butt and your shoulders and your head should all be in a straight line. Like if I were to put a PVC pipe on your back, everything would touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I think, I mean, you definitely need somebody there. Just in the beginning, like you said, building like technique, making sure you're doing that right.
Yeah, the bracing part is what people have a hard time with, is actually bracing your core and drawing it in before you start a lift.
Now, I'd heard that bracing effect, you're just taking your sphincter and just freaking tighten it up as hard as you can. You're trying to push out or hold in?
No, you're trying to hold in.
Hold in?
You're hollowing out right here. So you're kind of just like sucking in before you go in.
Going in and just clenching everything in a sense.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with squats?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are you going to say, Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly Starrett. He's a really good mobility person. So,
did he come out of a book?
Yeah, Supple Leopard.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
I got that upstairs.
Book. Yeah, you should.
That's how
you read it. Is the question.
I go back. If my back's hurting, I go to that chapter. But that's how I got into the lacrosse ball. And stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
He did something because again, my lower back can always bother me on certain sides, but he'll have like that hip reset technique that I've tried.
Squeeze the ball.
Yeah, and but trying that out, that's you got a lifetime. You should have him come over here, man. Do like a seminar or something.
That might be pretty expensive.
Yeah, it was a lifetime pay for that shit.
Yeah, right.
Check that out. But he's like I said, when I'm hurting is when I pick up the book.
Yeah, he's a real deal. He knows his stuff. So, I mean, that's who I follow a lot as far as movement, mobility, making sure everything's in line.
Okay.
Because that's the main thing, making sure your spine's in line before you do a pull or a push or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I should follow him because I know he's got young kids as well. Be curious to see what he does. But like the same thing, even my parents started doing yoga, thank God, because my dad, he's a walking 2x4 like when it comes to that stuff.
Stiff, huh?
Yeah, and he with the ball, the cross ball, well, not like a tennis ball or something like that. One of those sort of like those plastic type inflatable balls that they'll use on them.
Yeah.
That he said he's getting a lot of benefits from.
Cool.
And stuff like that.
Yeah,
but the cross balls, I think they're doubling them up. You know, for the spine, putting two together, just kind of going up and down.
Yeah.
But I mean, and even when, like I said, on my back, I'll have one of those arch wooden boards that you kind of lay on for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's like, you got your spine, whatever those two muscles are, those two cables that come down the back.
Yep. Your erectors. Yeah.
that I feel like I'm gonna throw up when I roll off that thing.
Yeah.
That's how painful
Yeah.
that can be.
Yeah. Even laying on the ground with your feet up will help you align your spine a little
Does
bit.
it?
Yeah. Making sure your hips are in the right position is very important,
Okay.
obviously.
Now you find that a lot of people are kind of out of alignment from just sitting down all day, or how's that?
Yeah. Through certain imbalances, they may have got out of whack.
Okay.
Or even lifting inappropriately.
Right.
Doing certain movements inefficiently. Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of sitting. Yeah, sitting does it a lot.
Yeah.
Injuries to sports. So certain injuries will make you compensate to certain sides. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know even playing basketball again, the girl I was dating. I remember it was in high school, and this pair of freaking sneakers that I wanted, and they didn't have my size. I'm like a jackass. I got it either half size or full size bigger than my foot.
Of course, man. You gotta look good out there.
Playing basketball, and I rolled it, and even to this day, I can be walking, and that ankle will freaking roll, and now it's like it started moving up to the knee.
Yeah.
You know, where I got to. So now it's kind of fixing the knee first and going back down to the foot. Because
Yeah.
again,
Well, you might need to fix the foot because the knee's supposed to be stable anyway. So
Okay.
the ankle, usually, if your knee hurts, it's usually coming from something that's going on below or
Okay.
above it. So either the hip or the ankle.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with the lower back. Okay. It should be, if your lower back's hurting, that means something's compensating. You might have tight hamstrings. Your hips might not be mobile.
Mhm.
Okay. So you might not have mobile hips.
Mhm.
Or your thoracic spine, so up around your shoulders, you're really, really tight,
Okay.
or your chest is tight. That could be pulling on a bunch of different muscles.
All in the back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn. Because I know, like I said, running now, I could feel my back kind of spasming in
Yeah.
some parts.
Mm-hmm.
But can you foam roll out the hamstrings?
Yeah.
Or is it
I mean, I prefer like a lacrosse ball for the hamstrings.
hamstrings?
But yeah.
And now how are you sitting? Just sitting on the floor with that thing underneath you, and just kind of, like you
Yeah.
said, kind of finding that
Yeah,
spot?
Just trying to find certain spots. Just trying to dig in there.
Oh, that shit's so painful. Even the IT band. I could bust the sweat, foam rolling out.
Yeah.
That thing
The
sometimes.
hamstrings are more difficult to get because you just need to apply more pressure. So what you could do is you put like sandbags on top of your legs
Okay.
and then roll them out. So
Okay.
get on a foam roller, put
So-
sandbags on your legs.
Now, do you have to physically move, or can you just have that?
No, I
that
mean, actually,
pressure?
you want pressure on a certain spot. The certain spots that are painful,
So
after
you-
your workout, you want to get in there and get those out.
So you
'cause
get to
wanna
that spot
release
and you
that.
hold it, or you just kind of roll?
You hold it, you go back and forth a little bit, you oscillate back and forth, side to side.
Right.
You're just trying to work into it and try to knead it out.
Yeah. Okay. Because I gotta. Like I said, that is painful, man. So, like, just continuing, like what you said, from where you were when you started to now. I mean, some of the stuff you're seeing now that's kind of influencing. Where do you think you might be changing, either how you're coaching or training people? Or
I mean, my philosophy is pretty simple. Get the client the results that they want.
Mhm.
Whatever's the best way to do that for that client
Okay.
is how you should go. Like, so I don't say it's either we do this or you're not my client. No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
They pay me to, give them the results they want.
Right.
What they want to do, we need to make sure that we can get to their goals, whether it's through doing bodybuilding or whether it's through doing functional lifts or whatever. So,
Okay.
at the end of the day, it's about the client and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But I like CrossFit just because of the Olympic lifting part of
Okay.
it, and it kind of brings a little bit of competition into it. But I don't necessarily think it's the safest thing.
Okay.
Right? So you definitely make sure you got to have a good coach for that kind of stuff.
Now, when you say competition, that's with the group? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you'll do like a group.
Yeah.
And just-
but it just brings a competitive aspect, right? So it'll make you push a little bit harder, but there's a fine line that you shouldn't be crossing, right?
Right.
You shouldn't be overdoing it,
Okay.
because that's gonna lead to injury.
Because I've seen a couple of you groups. I mean, you got them at such a spot where you kind of just overseeing what they're doing.
Pretty
you don't really
much,
gotta.
I mean, they move efficient.
You just improving, just checking what technique and making sure they're doing.
Certain cues and stuff like that they might not think about while they do it. That's what I'm there for. Like, they already have it down. They're motivated enough to get in there and get after it. I don't really have to motivate them too much.
It's man. I got a couple. What do you? These people on Fitbits. I mean, you track them by that. Do you go?
No, I mean, I don't
You don't need
track
to?
them. No. I mean, Fitbit is good for just daily movement. You know, seeing how much you move, right? So we should definitely be trying to get, 8,000-10,000 steps a day.
Right.
It's good for more activity, like
Okay.
activity monitor. So
Okay. Because I've seen some places now where they're actually tracking that. They're throwing it up on a big screen and everyone gets to see, all right, you're not working hard, like a peer pressure type thing or whatever.
Oh, so you're thinking like a heart rate monitor?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Zone training is important. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, so there's different zones in which you train in. Zones that you burn fat efficiently, certain zones that you just burn sugars. So
now, because even like my elliptical over there tells you if you're doing cardio or fat burning.
Fat burn is lower intensity.
Okay.
Higher intensity is burning sugars. So think of doing sprints. Those are tapping into your glycogen stores.
Right.
Think of jogging.
Okay.
That's more fat stores.
Okay. 'Cause that's another thing I try to incorporate now is sprinting at least once a week.
Yeah.
But again, that's running on a treadmill can be a little tricky.
Yeah, I mean, there's something called a VO2 test, which, you should use to your advantage, right? So
Is it that machine that you get on?
yeah, you got a mask on.
Oh, really? That too?
But that's when you really can dial in your training. You can start going in between certain heart rate zones to make sure you're making the most out of your time.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I don't say, oh, you have to go at 65% of your max heart rate. Well, that's good for general things, but you're different than me and I'm different than the next person.
Okay.
So that 65% for me is a lot different than an out of shape guy who is 30 years old too. That 65% is a lot different. So that's where VO2 testing comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people who do that, or
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that right now, that's, if somebody wants to start training with me, they got to get that done, because if I'm just doing the best for them, right? So I need to make sure they're training efficiently, and that's how you do that.
Now, these are people with like 40 like regular day jobs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never thought of, like I said, I've seen people, like I said, even as long as I've been working out, I know I'm missing out on something because I just never got really the benefits of chiseling out like I've seen some of these other people do.
Yeah.
And then kind of when you sit down and they post like their logs on what they eat.
Yeah.
It's like another full-time job in a sense.
It's time intense. It's very labor intensive. You gotta, you just gotta do it.
Right. But then you sort of get in the swing of it.
Yeah.
I guess like anything else.
Comes like brushing your teeth. That's all.
Shit.
What's helped me is I do it the day before, so
Okay.
I log it in. That way I know, what I'm eating when I'm eating it.
Okay.
It's easier to stick to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I might have to cook everything on a Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's my Sundays.
Jesus, man. What about ice baths? You ever try those?
I mean, I'll do them occasionally. I don't do them that much. I should do them more, but I'll do like ice massage. So you'll get like a little styrofoam cup,
Okay.
fill it up with water, put it in the freezer, then take the styrofoam off, and you'll just roll around your joints and stuff
really?
like that. Yeah.
Those ice baths are painful.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for inflammation.
Yeah.
A lot of inflammatory stuff.
My wife walked in one time and she started laughing at me.
I bet she did.
I was going to get 7-Eleven, get 2 10-pound bags of ice, fill up the tub.
That's when you dump her ass in there.
I couldn't move, man. I think I had the towel in my mouth for keeping my teeth from chattering.
Yeah.
That stuff, I don't know, man. That worked too, because I got down to about 170 for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, really helped out.
Right.
But again, diet was another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, man. It's hard choices wise, because especially with kids now, all the little snacks they got freaking lying around the house.
You just gotta make it a habit.
Gotta quit doing it. So how can people find you then? You on?
I'm on Facebook as Kevin Fox. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have my Instagram account.
So is your Facebook open so people can come in, or is it like a closed group?
Message. You should be able to message me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said Instagram.
Yep.
And stuff
Instagram
like that. So,
is Kevin Fox Fitness.
So you usually post in what? Some videos that you?
Yeah, videos. I post a lot of stuff on books. Just certain books that I'm reading right now. Right now I haven't been on my game as much. I haven't been posting that much. I'm doing a lot through Facebook more. But yeah, I mean, it's just showing certain exercises and things like that. Yeah.
You gotta get a blog, man.
I'm gonna create a website here soon, and then hopefully one day the idea is to build an app. So that should be fun.
Put a blog together.
Yeah.
Just at least get your thought process out. And
I know. I need to.
It's not that hard, man. Start doing your own podcast.
Shit, if you can do it, man.
Stop bringing shit. I can do a lot of things, man. That's it. You just get that. Do a podcast too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get your friends out there doing that crazy.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, but it works.
Yeah.
So, but man, I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Absolutely, man. Thanks
I don't
for
want to
having
keep you
me.
too long, but
not a problem. Glad I'm one of your first interviews.
Hey man, see what happens. Let's get this thing going. But cool, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Brian.